Robert Eggers is back with his fourth film, Nosferatu, and I need to talk about it. Now, this is probably one of the more interesting films to come out this year. First and foremost, let's just start off with the visuals. It's a feast for the eyes. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Every single frame, it just feels like this Gothic painting that just came to life. The atmosphere, the lighting, the costumes, all of it. I mean, if we are being honest, these are the visuals that you would expect from any single one of Robert Eggers' films. Now, as far as performances go, incredible. Lily-Rose Depp, she acted her ass off. There is no moment that you look away from the screen whenever she is on screen. And then you have, of course, Nicholas Hoult, who's playing Thomas, and he is fantastic. You know, some of my favorite scenes is when he first encounters Count Orlok. You can see that fear, that dread to just start build up in his eyes. And again, he's not saying much in those moments, but his face, his eyes, all of that tells us exactly what we need without any use of any words. Now, there's one actor in here that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit, and that's Aaron Taylor Johnson as Frederick. He's a husband and a father of two girls, and I related to his character simply for the fact I also am a husband and I'm also a father of two girls. So you automatically put yourself in the shoes of certain characters if you find something that you relate with them. But his performance was interesting because there were moments where it just didn't feel like it matched the vibe of the other actors. And the same goes for another character that was introduced about halfway through the movie, which is Willem Dafoe's character. Now, Willem Dafoe's character, I do want to say, does come in around that middle mark in the movie. And I feel like it was much needed. You know, he brought a little bit of that comedic relief at moments. Also, I'm trying to kind of not give away anything from the movie. I just kind of want to talk a little bit more surface level of what's going on. So I'm not going to go into very specifics, but you know, with his character, there are just these moments, there are these lines that I feel like if any other actor would have said them, probably wouldn't have hit the same as Willem Dafoe saying them. And you could tell that he was just kind of having fun with the role. He has a way of just kind of keeping things grounded, if that makes any sense. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but Ralph Ineson, who was also in The Witch, I love that man's voice. That man has such a deep voice. Just the seriousness that he brings to the role, and then also that contrast between him and Willem Dafoe's character, I thought it played perfectly. And of course, the biggest standout of them all is Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok. If you didn't know that that was Bill Skarsgård, you would never know. You can try as much as you want to look directly into Nosferatu's eyes and try to find any signs of Bill Skarsgård underneath that, and you can't. You know, from just the way he moves, the voice, and from what I've read, is that apparently that is all Bill Skarsgård. Honestly, it's an absolutely incredible performance from everybody in this movie. And then of course the score, the sound design, you know, and then you have these moments where Nosferatu is clenched onto someone's chest and you hear him feeding, like all of those sounds, incredible all around, right? But here's the thing, as much as I admire this entire movie, the acting, the cinematography, the music, the score, Nosferatu, all of that, I just couldn't connect with the film. And that's just, I mean, because personally for me, I felt like Nosferatu was just devoid of emotion. I'm very simple when it comes to movies. At the end of the day, I just want to feel something when I watch a movie. You know, I need to connect with the characters in some way, but here, I didn't really care what happened to anybody in this movie. And again, I mentioned earlier that Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, like I put myself in his shoes, but that was just because of his character's background, being a husband and being a father of two girls. That was it. Nothing in the movie pushed it any further. Nothing in the movie connected me to those characters and truly made me feel some type of way about them. It's a weird space to be in because the movie is not bad. Not bad at all. Far from it, if I'm being honest. It's just missing that pulse for me, you know, that emotional core that makes a movie memorable. Yes, it looks amazing. The acting is phenomenal, but without the heart, what do you have, you know? If we're looking at this objectively, easily a 4-star movie. And I think that's the side of me that really loves this movie. And the other side of me that's struggling with the film is the viewer aspect. As a filmmaker, I am learning something new when I'm watching this, whether it's specific shots or transitions or whatever the case may be. I'm just eating all of that up. But as a viewer who wants to be entertained on a more emotional level, that's where I feel the disconnect for this movie. It's almost ironic because Nosferatu is a lifeless creature. And in a way, so is this film. It's beautiful, it's haunting, but ultimately it's just hollow. Don't get me wrong and don't come at me. I respect Robert Eggers for staying true to his vision. He is an artist through and through. But after seeing this one and just looking back at some of his previous work, I can't help but wonder, but what if he just had somebody to help him bring in that emotional depth to his work? I can only imagine what he would be able to create then. So would I recommend Nosferatu? Yes, 100%. Would I recommend Nosferatu if you're not an Eggers fan? Yes, 100%. I think this is a movie that should be watched by everybody. I think this film deserves recognition. It needs to be talked about. People should watch these kinds of movies. This is a work of art, literally. But if you are like me and you expect, you know, the emotion to really just kind of grab you and hold on to you, I don't know. I don't know if this movie's going to work for you. To be honest, I just don't know. But at the end of the day, when this film comes out on Blu-ray, I do want to own it. I want it to be in my collection. I want to study it. I want to watch the making of. I want to learn as much as I can about this movie because from an objective point of view, I think this movie is absolutely brilliant. So what did you guys think of Nosferatu? Have you had a chance to see it yet? And if you have, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Let me know how it made you feel. Let me know if you agreed with some of the things I said or completely disagree with everything I said. I respect anybody's opinion. Just as long as we're not attacking each other, I'm good. And if you haven't seen it yet, get yourself to the theaters ASAP because there are spoilers everywhere and it's just going to get worse as the weeks go by. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more movie news, movie reviews, top fives, movie rants, and that sort of thing. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.